Thank you, Autumn. Welcome back, committee. Welcome back, you to the main stage.
Good to be
We are
back.
Government Operations Military Affairs, Wednesday afternoon, a little after 1 o'clock. We are discussing a couple of charters that have been sent to the committee. We did introductions already, so we're having a little bit more of a cerebral conversation about what the charter requests are. I have to be in House Ed in 11 minutes. So I'm gonna hand things off to Representative Hango to drive the testimony train for the afternoon. And with that, Madam Vice Chair.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So we are going to hear from our first witness today. Pulling up my agenda, which for whatever reason isn't loading. Okay, sorry
Thanks for
about
the
that,
printer out of the
but
way.
thank you, yes.
I got a hard
So
copy here.
Sarah Haskins, who's the town clerk in Morristown. Welcome. And would you like to provide us with some perspective on this town charter change?
13 pages of perspective.
Sure, thank you. I just want to say thank you for inviting me here to testify about our charter. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can.
Thank you.
Just a quick agenda of what I'm going to talk to you about is why Morristown is exploring creating a charter, the timeline, all of our published notifications, the official election results, and a little bit about our proposed charter. So Morristown decided to adopt a charter for a variety of reasons, and some of the main reasons are that Morristown received a petition in early 2023 from our voters to adopt the town manager form of government. And then our first town manager was hired in May of 2024. So this is a new form of government for us. And the idea was to include some language in a charter about our town manager. Another reason that we started originally to explore a charter was that our annual budget failed 3 times in 2023. And we had a number of residents that were really concerned about big increases in our budget and what could we do about that, and tasked our select board to explore different revenue sources, and local option tax was one of the main reasons that we first started to look for a charter, because at that time in 2023, in order to be able to create local option taxes, you had to have a charter that allowed it. And then I don't know if you're aware about Morristown and Morrisville, but Morristown is the whole town, and then we have a village within the town of Morristown, which is Morrisville. Most people actually call us Morrisville, not Morristown. Our village, although it's a separate municipality, it primarily focuses on utilities, and they've had a charter for over 100 years that's most recently been updated in 2021. Just a quick timeline about Morristown and adopting our charter. In December of 2023, the select board created a charter committee and consisting of the 5 select board members, 3 community members, myself as the town clerk, and it was staffed by an interim town manager who is a retired town manager from another town. A month later, the charter committee started to meet and explore different options that we could have for articles or sections within our charter. Primarily in the beginning, last winter, we were really focusing on the local option tax. We reviewed different charters from different committees and languages that had already been adopted by different communities in their charters. The committee met regularly throughout the winter and spring, and in July of 2024, the committee approved the draft language of the committee and sent it to the select board for adoption. In that time, the legislature had changed, state statute had changed, and you no longer were required to have a charter for local option tax. So all of that language was struck by the charter committee in the original charter that we were proposing. A month later, the select board approved and adopted the draft with no changes that was presented by the charter committee, and they voted to hold a special election to adopt it last November. Throughout the fall, there were public hearings and informational hearings regarding the charter, the proposed charter, and then the Australian ballot vote took place in November. The town met all of the required posting deadlines, published notifications regarding the public hearings and the informational hearing for the election. Morristown's charter has 3 different sections. None of the language is new language. All of the language is based on other charters that other communities have within Vermont. The 3 sections are corporate existence retained, general law application, and town manager. So the corporate existent retained is all based on language already approved in the town of St. Albans charter. The general law application is all based on language already approved in the town of Colchester's charter. The town manager section has a A and a B. Part A is based on language that was already approved in the town of Stowe's charter. And part B is based on language that was approved in Waterbury's charter. The vote for the community vote on it happened on November 5th. And as you can see, there was wide support for the charter. All 3 of the articles passed, and they all passed by a tremendously large margin. And I just wanted to say thank you for having me.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you for providing such thorough, concise information for us. Rep. Morgan, did you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. One quick question. Sarah, you said you held a special election. November 5th was a general. You just called it special because you included a town item. Is that what you meant by? Is that because of that?
Yes. So the general happened,
that's
the
what-
general election happened that day, and then we also had a special town meeting election. So there was Australian ballot. We had 2 different ballots that just happened to coincide on the same day.
Since it wasn't happening in March, you had to consider it a special election. Is what I got you. Okay. Thank you.
Are there any other questions for Sarah? Usually we have to ask questions about the number of votes
Covered
and
it,
get some other information back to us, but I think you've covered just about everything.
Mhm.
I wasn't sure exactly what to prepare or what you might need.
Spot
That was
on.
actually
No.
really very thorough. So we appreciate that very much, especially the references to other town charters that you took the language from. That's helpful. So
Okay.
thank you
Yeah.
very much.
There's no new language that we're proposing that hasn't already been approved.
Great. Well, thank you for spending some time with us today. Oh, Representative Waters Evans.
Thanks. How many registered voters do you have?
We have about 4,200.
Thank you.
There were like blank votes. I didn't include that. I figured you would just want to see the yes and no.
Thank you.
Looks like you had a good turnout at your election though,
Yeah,
so.
the,
That's good.
the board strategically planned to have it on the day of, the general election, also knowing that there would be a larger turnout than normal to really get a better, representative vote for how the community felt.
Thank you. It sounds really straightforward. We'll get back to you if we need any further information from you, and we'll obviously be in contact with the sponsors of the bill as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good
Feel
day.
free to reach out if you have any more questions.
We will. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
So do we have any other witnesses waiting for this segment? And the next one is scheduled at 2:00. Okay,
We
so
don't.
I guess you could take us,
Just,
we do not have Tucker's schedule.
oh,
So-
okay. I didn't know if he was gonna do the bill.
Okay, any charter questions for Tucker before we go offline?
Just real quick, it's straightforward, just put basically just read the bill to Tucker, so there's no, isn't there, it's easy.
I think you should give a walkthrough. There's no gotchas, but there's more nuance.
Okay.
That's why I asked.
All right, well, we do plan to do that, just not
Not right
right
now.
at this
Oh, okay.
moment.
Okay.
Just doing town clerk, city managers,
Oh,
that
okay.
type of testimony today. So Autumn, you can take us